Good day to everyone. I am Aira May T Balancio, and I'm going to present my paper titled Service Quality Vis-à-vis Customer Retention in the Banking Industry, the Mediating Role of Service Recovery. For the background of this study, the level of service provided to customers is crucial in the banking business. It has been proven to have a substantial effect on giving customers a satisfying encounter and converting them into loyal customers. Businesses separate their customers into different groups based on a number of factors so they can better meet the needs of each group and make sure those needs are met. Service quality is an important trademark of any business organization, which attracts and retains its customers. It is also a gauge of quality for assessing how well consumers are being served and what the customers thought is equally relevant. It is also a gauge of a complicated idea that has been the subject of numerous research in the Academic Journal of Services Marketing. However, service failure occurs when a business is unable to satisfy its clients by providing the promised service. When a business fails to deliver the service it has promised to its clients, this is known as a service failure. Reasons for these failures include, but are not limited to, the service not being ready when promised, the delivery taking too long, the result being inaccurate or poorly done, or the staff being unpleasant or uncaring. Due to the intangible nature of services, failure in the service sector is much more challenging, according to Gibson in 2017. And when this happens, a client will usually expect to be compensated for the trouble in some way, and the company should have service recovery plans in place. Research shows that fixing problems quickly and satisfactorily has a major impact on customer happiness, repeat business, brand advocacy, and productivity, according to Palmer in 2011. As per the 2019 BSP Financial Inclusion Survey, 29% of adults have bank accounts, or 20.9 million people. A bank account allows Filipinos to conduct financial transactions in a secure, convenient, and cost-effective manner, as well as to gain access to financial products and services such as savings, loans, investments, and insurance. However, there were numerous customer complaints about bank services in relation to various reasons. In 2020, the BSP received a total of 23,275 complaints, which included the return of disputed transactions to consumers' accounts and the agreement of BSP supervised financial institutions to their clients' requests. According to studies, up to 89% of customers may switch service providers following a bad experience. Furthermore, according to Shamaut and Haddad in 2014, they discovered that almost half of all clients' complaints on banking services were about opening, closing, or managing accounts. Other complaints concerns were about depositing and withdrawing cash. According to Ashanek in 2020, it emphasized the significance of effective service recovery in retaining customers and accumulating positive word of mouth, with the main benefit being that it provides information that can be used to improve service. It is clearly demonstrated how critical it is for a company to provide good service quality and service recovery in the event of a service failure in order to retain customers. Customer retention is an important element of banking strategy in today's increasingly competitive environment. Bank management must identify and improve on factors that can prevent customers from leaving. This include, among other things, employee performance and professionalism, willingness to solve a problem, friendliness, level of knowledge, communication skills, and sales skills. In Pampanga, there are numerous bank classifications such as universal banks, commercial banks, thrift banks, rural banks, and cooperative banks. And with such a large number of bank account holders in the province, it is expected that customer complaints will arise. This was supported by the BSP expectations on customer complaints to exceed 20,000 in 2022 as more Filipinos embrace the shift to online banking in the face of COVID-19 mobility restrictions. This paper studied the relationship of bank service quality in City of San Fernando, Pampanga with various indicators of customer retention and the mediating role of service recovery. The proponent pursued an in-depth study on the relationship of these three variables. Based on the results of this study, service quality strategies, customer retention, and service recovery programs were recommended. For the statement of the problem, this paper described the relationship between service quality and customer retention and investigated the mediating role of service recovery between the relationship of service quality and customer retention. Specifically, it sought to answer the following specific problems. Number one, how may the service quality of banks may be described by the respondents in terms of tangibles, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and empathy. Number two, how may the customer retention may be described by the respondents in terms of switching barriers, customer satisfaction, price perception, brand image, and trust. Number three, how may the service recovery may be described by the respondents in terms of service failure and service recovery. And number four, is there a significant relationship between service quality and customer retention? And lastly, does service recovery mediate in the relationship between service quality and customer retention? For the hypothesis, there is no significant relationship between service quality and customer retention. And the second null hypothesis is there is no mediating effect for service recovery between service quality and customer retention. For the conceptual framework, statistical requirements for mediation were provided in two stages using mediation analysis. Initially, the general effect was tested. In this process, the relationship between service quality and customer retention was tested. Then, additional testing was performed to determine the effect of service recovery on the independent variable service quality and the dependent variable customer retention. For the methods of the study, for the research design, descriptive correlational, City of San Fernando is the locale of the study. The respondents are 360 bank account holders from BDO, BPI, and Union Bank. And there were three different instruments that were adopted from three different studies. For the data gathering procedure, first, the researcher adopted research instruments. Then, a pilot testing was conducted to 29 respondents to test the reliability of the questionnaires. Then, the data undergone the validity and reliability test with the use of Cronbach's alpha. And then, the researcher administered the questionnaire and were retrieved on the same day. Finally, data were checked, tallied, tabulated, and subjected to statistical treatment. For the data analysis, to advance the systematic flow of the data analysis, the subsequent statistical tools were used. Weighted mean, Likert scaling, Pearson correlation, and the mediation analysis. For the results in discussion, first, the description of respondents' assessment in terms of bank service quality. Under the sub-indicator tangibles, it garnered an overall mean of 4.49, or the verbal interpretation of strongly agree, and the reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and empathy sub-indicator, all of which garnered the verbal interpretation of agree. Next, the description of respondents' assessments in terms of customer retention, switching barrier, customer retention, customer satisfaction, price perception, brand image, and trust, all of which garnered the verbal interpretation of agree. For the service failure experienced by the respondents, we have 17 enlisted service failures, which ATM malfunctions garnered the highest frequency of 218, or the 60.56% out of all 17 enlisted service failure experienced by the respondents, which followed by the slow service with 122, unresponsive online banking application with 89, software glitches of online banking application with 88, And inconvenient branch or ATM locations garnered the 85 frequency or 23.61%. For the description of respondents' assessment in terms of service recovery, we have communication, empowerment, feedback, atonement, and explanation, all of which garnered the verbal interpretation of large extent. For the relationship between service quality and customer retention, the model fit measures indicate a moderately strong positive correlation between the two variables. The coefficient of determination, or the R squared, is reported to be 0.55, suggesting that approximately 55.3% of the variability in customer retention can be explained by changes in service quality. This means that a considerable portion of customer retention can be attributed to the level of service quality provided by the company. The Pearson correlation, or the Pearson R, is reported to be 0.74, indicating a high positive correlation between service quality and customer retention. Also, this value further reinforces the idea that as service quality improves, customer retention is likely to increase as well. A significant role in influencing customer decisions to remain loyal to the business. The findings from the linear regression analysis highlight the importance of service quality and customer retention. Businesses that focus on improving and maintaining high levels of service quality are more likely to see positive outcomes in terms of customer retention. Another, this table presents that the respondents' assessment of service quality and customer retention has positive impact, effect, or correlation with the computed p-value of service quality of 21.05. The model coefficients provide crucial insights into the relationship between the predictor variable, or the service quality, and the outcome variable, which is the customer retention. According to the analysis, the coefficient for service quality is estimated to be 0.67, which indicates that for every 1 unit increase in service quality, there is an estimated increase of 0.67 units in customer retention. While for the results for the mediating role of service recovery on service quality and customer retention through mediation analysis, it is actually demonstrated that both the indirect effect mediated by service recovery and the direct effect directly influenced by service quality have significant impacts on customer retention. The indirect effect accounts for 30.1% of the total relationship, while the direct effect accounts for 69.9%. As both the direct and indirect effects are significant, it suggests that service recovery plays a partial mediating role in the relationship between the service quality and customer retention. This further implies that the better the service quality programs the bank have, the more that clients will be satisfied with the bank service quality and retain with their respective banks. For the conclusions of the study, the majority of the respondents agreed that their bank service quality is clearly exhibited. Among the 5 sub-indicators to assess service quality, the dimension tangibles of banks are the most evident, while the reliability aspect is the least evident. Second, the respondents agreed that the customer retention programs and activities of the banks in the city of San Fernando, Pampanga is manifested. The brand image sub-indicator is strongly manifested by the banks, while the switching barrier is the least manifested. Third, the majority of the respondents mentioned that they experienced the malfunctioned ATM, while a few respondents referred to the insufficient or misleading information provided by the bank's representative as the service failure they experienced. On the service recovery, the respondents agreed that the service recovery programs and activities of the banks are exhibited. It was evident that the 5 sub-indicators are being practiced by the banks through the communication dimension is being observed to be with the highest manifestation. Number 4, there is a positive correlation between service quality and customer retention of banks in the city of San Fernando, Pampanga. Number 5, service recovery partially mediates in the relationship between service quality and customer retention of banks in the city of San Fernando, Pampanga. And for the recommendations of the study, number 1, the reliability of bank employees may be improved by strengthening the bank employees' commitment and accountability to their banks by creating an engaging, challenging, and rewarding workplace for them. Through this kind of environment, the employees may be more sympathetic and reassuring when handling clients' banking problems and concerns. Number 2, it is also recommended that banks may consider keeping, committing, and fulfilling the bank's promises when settling and recovering from a service failure through enabling and empowering employees. The banks may consider empowering their employees by allowing them to take appropriate actions and decisions and handling clients' concerns with proper guidance based on the company manual. Also, recognizing employees' effort and hard work for successfully recovering a service failure may be considered by the banks to boost their confidence and strive to be a more dependable employee. Third, the banks may lessen the number of customers switching to other alternatives through highlighting and addressing clients' pain points, as bank clients dislike queuing and long waiting hours. Banks may consider offering free refreshments, free access to limited Wi-Fi, and free access to read books and magazines while waiting for their turn. Number 4, the banks may consider developing a compelling offer to clients, such as offering service guarantees, which will reduce the barriers to avail bank services to make clients stay. Customer service guarantees may be considered by the banks, such as if the bank fails to serve clients in less than 30 minutes or in a specific period of time, clients may have a discount on bank rates for their next transaction, or the next transaction will be free of charge. Number 5, the banks may consider opening a 24/7 online chat customer service where clients who experience ATM malfunctions may immediately report the problems or concerns they encounter to bank's customer service agents. This will also exhibit to bank's way of concern to clients and may reduce agitation about possible non-withdrawal of money or captured ATM cards and other similar ATM-related concerns, and may be reported immediately for bank's agent prompt action. Number 6, it is also recommended for the banks to have a periodic maintenance of their ATMs to avoid malfunctioning and technical glitches. They may have an assigned officer who will be tasked to do a daily inspection and assessment on the machines given per location. It is hereby recommended for the banks to employ service recovery programs, such as immediately attending to customer complaints, apologizing and acknowledging lapses in service provided, giving proper steps and information to clients' concerns, and offering compensation to clients if necessary to rectify the situation and recover from failure, and in turn, convert the client's dissatisfaction and disappointments to satisfaction or even customer delight. And lastly, future researchers may use the results of this study as a tool to conduct a similar study in other fields or other bank classifications, which they could explore other suitable and relevant variables and concerns. With that, here are my references. Thank you, and to God be all the glory.